Let's talk about finding the courage you need to take a bold step forward in your life. You're ready to change jobs or start a business. Maybe you and your partner have decided to have a baby or adopt. Or you might have realized you can't stay in this new relationship. Or you're ready to move to a new city or a new country. And maybe it's time to write that book you've been carrying around inside you all these years. No matter what the step might be, you know you need to take it. But fear or worry or anxiety often hold us back from doing what we're intending to do. Because the nature of any step forward in our lives is that it's uncertain. We don't know what'll happen. It's like standing on the edge of a diving board, looking down at the pool. It's obvious what the next step is. It's the one that's going to take us off the board and into the water. But anxiety can lead us to hesitate there, wondering if we'll get hurt or make a fool of ourselves. It's the same fear anytime we step out into the unknown. We worry about how it'll go for us and about others' reactions, whether they'll approve, if they'll criticize us, if we'll embarrass ourselves. And I don't want fear to hold you back from doing what's important to you. It's one of the biggest regrets people have as they look back on their lives, that they didn't take more risks and live the life they knew was waiting for them. You can avoid that regret as much as possible by living a fuller life. I also know from my own experience how fear can get in the way of trying something new. There have been lots of times when I kind of talked myself out of going for it. This is a small example, but back in 2017, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers were doing their 40-year anniversary tour. Petty's been my favorite artist since I was in 8th grade when his Full Moon Fever album came out, and I saw him perform back in '91 when I lived in Indiana. His music meant so much to me as I was growing up, so in July of 2017, the tour was coming to Philadelphia, which is close to where I live, and I really wanted to go see them. And then I thought about dealing with the traffic and the cost involved, and what if it was an exhausting evening because my health wasn't great around that time. And I wound up not going. And then Tom Petty died of a heart attack in October of that year. And I've always regretted that I didn't just go. Now, on the other hand, every time I've taken a chance and stepped out and done something new when I didn't know how it would go, it wasn't because I stopped feeling afraid. It happened when I decided to do it anyway. In 2016, for example, I was asked to write a workbook about anxiety and depression. I'd never written a whole book before, and I was terrified. What if people hated it? What if other psychologists or my former mentors read the book and thought it was bad? But I did write the book. That was my first CBT book, Retrain Your Brain. And I was scared the whole way through. And I'm really glad I did it. I'm sure that's been true for you too, because I think it's true for everyone. Courage isn't about getting rid of fear. It's realizing there's something more important than your fear. So when we're ready to move forward in our lives, we're not going to try to get rid of the fear. We're going to find skills that will help us to move through that fear. The skills I use myself and with my therapy clients come mostly from mindful cognitive behavioral therapy. They've been tested in research studies, they've been shown to work in clinical practice, and they can help you move forward so you can really go for it, even when you're feeling anxious and you don't know how things will go. Together, these practices will help you find your center through mindful awareness. They'll show you how to rewrite the thoughts that are holding you back, and they'll guide your actions so you can move toward your goals and step into the unknown. The first step is to start with a good foundation, and that means getting grounded in the present and opening to life just as it is. Because that connection with yourself in the present is really essential as you're moving forward. And it'll help to guide your actions, so you'll know that you're moving from a place that's true to who you are. So let's spend a few minutes now doing that together. You can sit comfortably. Feel free to pause me if you need a minute to find a quiet place. And once you're there, let your eyes close if that's comfortable for you. You can always leave your eyes open if that's better. And we'll start by breathing together. Take a full, easy breath in through your nose, and exhale gently out your nose. And again, breathing in and out. Once more, inhale and exhale. Now you can just let your breath breathe itself and notice the state of your body. What sensations are you aware of? What's the quality of energy in your body? You can notice your feet, where they're resting. Your weight pressing into the seat. Sensations in the hands. Letting it all be just as it is. There's nothing to change here. Nothing to strive for. And you can notice the breath once more. It's still flowing in and out. You might sense a calm in the breath, a sense of ease. And a dropping of resistance. You can open to what life has for you. Opening to change, to uncertainty, to possibility. Even opening to difficult emotions. Letting this breath carry you through. The breath is always available to bring you back to your center, back to yourself, to right where you are. Let's take another gentle breath with awareness. And then you can let your eyes open. Taking a moment to notice what that was like. And I have an invitation for you for the next day or two. Practice coming back to the body and the breath, just like we did here. You can practice with this recording or on your own. And I know it's not always easy to remember to practice, so it usually helps to pick a couple activities that'll be a cue to come back to center, like sitting down for a meal or getting into your car. Any practice you do will be really helpful to you. All right, great work. The things I covered here are based on a new course I created. It's called Forward, Finding Courage to Take a Bold Step. If you're interested in taking the full course, it's all audio-based, so you can listen to it wherever you are, and you don't need to look at a screen. You'll also get things like worksheets to practice the skills we cover, and printed summaries of each session. And there's a comment section where you can ask me questions. Check out the link in the description below, or use the QR code on the screen to go to the course website. I look forward to having you in the course.